You know, the Imam Ralph, who is proposing building this thing, has spoken out from time to time in various places. And as this controversy now comes to a full boil, thanks to the president, we have some more tape of Imam Ralph, and he has been saying some things that continue to make the pot boil.
How many of you have seen the documentary Fahrenheit 9/11?
Here we go.
The vast majority, at least half here.
He's citing Michael Moore.
Game, set, and match on him.
On MSNBC. They're all back from their vacations. They're back in their chairs, and they're all working in concert on the narrative they created last year over their town halls, Obamacare and immigration, which is there is all that's going on here is racism.
It's not a mosque, correct? It's a community center. It's not it's not at Ground Zero. Right? Having worked there for half of my professional career, I used to admire that Burlington coat factory, especially around fall. So if it's not a mosque, it's not at Ground Zero, and it wasn't Muslims who attacked us, it was fundamentalist terrorists. What exactly are we? Is it because we don't like people with dark skin? I mean, Tory argued on Friday that Muslim is just a way to basically use it's a new N-word.
The new N-word. It's the new N-word. The M-word has become the new N-word. Don't you understand? If you oppose the mosque, you are a racist, and when you say Muslim, all you're really doing is repeating in a new form that awful, unbelievable slur, the N-word.
It's exactly the kind of ugliness that we've seen repeatedly in this country. And, you know, what's so amazing about it is that what Al-Qaeda wants is to depict America at war with Muslims. And the Cliff Mays of the world and the people who are saying that basically a Muslim-free zone needs to be erected around the World Trade Center are doing more to help Muslim extremists depict the United States in this way than anything that they could possibly do.
Now, that particular idiot is named Glenn Greenwald. And he was debating on the Ratigan show Cliff May, who's a very smart guy, but some days, you know, he's just overwhelmed with the tide of idiocy.
As usual, you have done exactly what you accuse others of doing. I have never said anything remotely like what you just said. You've not heard me say anything.
Do you think the mosque should move? Do you think the mosque should move? Or do you think it has the right to be there?
Listen to me, Glenn. Listen to me, Glenn, before you begin to...
Just answer that question. Do you think it has the right to be there or should it move?
Glenn, you'll have to listen to me for a second, all right?
Now, I just must interrupt that in a second. See, Glenn Greenwald's test for are you a bigot is do you want the mosque moved? It's very simple. He's picked up a John Gibson technique. Answer my question. And his question is very simple. Do you want the mosque moved? If you do, you are a bigot.
I'm on this show, too.
Hang on 1 second, Glenn. Hang on 1 second, Glenn.
Glenn, shut up.
Glenn, shut up.
30 mosques. There are more than 30, listen to me please, there are more than 30 mosques right now in that general area. There are thousands of mosques in the U.S. I think that this mosque were to move 10 blocks away, this would not be a controversy.
To move the mosque,
New York suggested that.
So Dylan Ratigan, it isn't enough that Cliff May is debating Glenn Greenwald. Dylan's got to help Glenn as they try to shut down Cliff May.
But isn't to move the mosque to admit we are at war with Islam?
No. No, all we're saying is
should we not then go down a full-scale war with Islam if we can't allow mosques to be nut jobs?
They were not right-wing nut jobs. They have an ideology.
Sure they were fundamentalist right-wing nut jobs who use religion. Fundamentalists who tapped into religion to justify murder of any kind. Anybody who taps into religion to justify murder is somebody that we don't want to have around. Now, whether that's Christian religion or Muslim religion, I'm just concerned that we're going to all kill each other because of a bunch of made-up stuff that actually no one really cares that much about, except for some right-wingers in our own country and some right-wingers in their country, but we're too stupid to stop it.
Now, in the control room over at MSNBC, there is a red box with a glass front that says break this glass, and in it is a dart gun with some Thorazine. They seldom break it out anymore, but this was a day, as Dylan Ratigan was going completely off the charts, trying to be Ed Schultz. You're not only, if you want the mosque moved, you're not only a racist and a bigot who is using Muslim as the new N-word, but you are a right-wing nut job that shouldn't be allowed to be in this country or any other country. You're a bigot, you're an Islamophobe, and you're a right-wing nut, and you shouldn't be allowed open your mouth in this country.
Nick Leishan of America's 9/11 Foundation and Sherry Wolf of the International Socialist Organization. Well, we wanted to hear some voices from the streets, and we've got them here. Nick, I want you to start. How many blocks away do you want this center to be built from ground zero, from the site of the World Trade Center? How many blocks away would... Geography.
10's
location, location, location is the issue here at hand. How far away do you want it?
It's an interesting opening question.
That's what I do here. You got an answer?
Good job, I do. It's not really about how far I would want it, because it's not about me.
Well, give me an answer, though.
It's about the people.
It's about you.
Who are
how far
most
do you want
affected.
it? Well, do you want to speak for them?
This is what happens to you if you go on TV now.
Why is he so rude, Chris Matthews?
He just is, and it's because they feel, they're in this. They got this sense of righteousness that they're absolutely right. 77% of the American public is against putting this mosque where they want to put it. They must all be bigots. You're going to prove it if they have to hammer on your head all day long.
Well, listen, I'm a Jewish lesbian socialist. I'm not a Muslim. I have no personal stake in this, but I do have a personal stake in living in a country in which we don't have rampant Islamophobia and bigotry of every sort. And that's what this is really about.
There we go. Rampant Islamophobia and bigotry of every sort. I'm a Jewish lesbian socialist. Oh, great. I'm now interviewing and asking for her expert opinion. Somebody who self-identifies as a Jewish lesbian socialist. Oh, yeah, this is going really gay, huh? Alan, thanks for waiting. I am holding you over because you sounded like a good one.
I'd like to ask you a question.
Yes.
Is there anything wrong with being a Muslim?
No.
Why do you guys make such an issue of whether Obama's a Muslim or not?
I don't.
If it's not a problem.
I don't. And as a matter of fact,
well,
what
you're
I'm
talking about it.
No. Oh, whoa.
Okay.
You're asking me why. I will tell you why I'm talking about it. Because I've got before me an array of 35 sound bites from the major Obama supporting network in this country last night insisting the fact that 1 in 5 Americans think he's a Muslim, according to this Pew poll, is evidence that Americans are racist, that Muslim is the new N-word, that if you oppose the mosque being where it is, you are also a racist, you're a bigot, you're an Islamophobe, and that basically people think Obama's a Muslim because they don't like him, because he's black. It's racism. That's why I'm discussing. Is it racism to think that Obama's a Muslim?
I believe it is, sure.
Why?
Because it's a non-issue. If it was a Christian, it wouldn't be an issue.
He is a Christian.
Well, my point, that's the point that I'm making.
No, it's not the point you're making. I'm making the point that for some reason or another, a large number of Americans think he's a Muslim. That could be because he's not seen going to church. It could be because he's done so much Muslim outreach. It could be because he got involved in this dopey thing involving the mosque in New York. There's a bunch of reasons, and I don't think any of them are racism.
Well, I don't pay too much attention to President Obama's religion, to be honest with you.
Well, no, but
and I think that whatever religion it is, I mean, that's fine and well.
They also say that Republicans have caused people to think this.
Yeah, that this is.
Well,
you said you said that Republicans are to blame and that I'm to blame.
How's it a fact?
That's correct. I did say that.
No, how is it a fact?
John asked you to name. You said people in the leadership have said this. Who? Name one.
I don't have specific names. I'm talking to the Republican Party as a whole. I mean,
really? Give me a Republican Party as a whole example.
As an example?
Yeah, give me an example.
Well, you have the sound bites. You know the things that.
Well, no, I was just playing.
Other members of why do I have to name names?
Well, I just was playing Mitch McConnell saying he's a Christian.
Are within the Republican Party that make these accusations?
No, they're not. They are Democrats, liberals on a liberal network supporting Obama, creating a false narrative. Republicans don't say this at all. You can't name me one instance of it.
I don't have to name you one.
Yeah, you do.
You know the individuals who are behind it.
No.
Who are they?
Who is it?
For something you're fully aware of.
Who is it? Who is it?
Who is it? I don't need to name names. You know.
Oh, Alan. All right. So here you are, Alan. You are a primary example of what I'm talking about. I'll name names. It's Alan in Maryland.
Uh-oh. We got a moron here.
No, we have a conflator. This is a guy who says, Obama's not a Muslim. Republicans are saying he is. It's racism. And I don't have to give you any examples because I just know it's true, which is the entire production meeting at MSNBC all day long.
Just ask him again. Just ask him to give you nicely. Just say, Alan
in Maryland, would you kindly give me any evidence that Republicans have been telling America that Obama's a Muslim?
Give you evidence? I'm not going to provide you with evidence.
Alan, I was trying to help you out there, buddy.
My God, this is so blatant.
And you were actually being nice.
I thought I was. This is so transparently, nakedly blatant. It's just a lie. We repeat it over and over. We can't give you any evidence. We say we don't have to give you any evidence. I heard it on Bathtub Boys show. I heard it on Chris Matthews' show. I heard it on Dylan Ratigan's show. I heard it on Rachel Maddow's show.
Because I made the mistake of turning on this network in prime time last night, and my head almost blew off.
That's my attitude exactly.
John Gibson of Fixed News, today's worst person in the world.
Always striving to be the worst to Bathtub Boy.
You should crawl off into a hole and die.
But the best to you. John Gibson.